I really want to help you obtain a Pokemon card grail. That is why I am going to give away $1,000 to one lucky subscriber. The only caveat is it has to be spent on Pokemon cards. And if you want to win, here's what you have to do. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and then leave a like and a comment on this video right up here. Come back on February 23rd, Friday, February 23rd, where we will announce the winner at the beginning of the video. Good luck. I am going to ask a question, and I don't know why I'm going to ask this question, but apparently here we are, and this is how I start YouTube videos, with weird questions, but I really don't know what to do about this situation. This is not Pokemon related at all, so if you want to skip like 45 seconds, go nuts. Ice baths. This has nothing to do with the video. Ice baths, cold showers. Have you ever tried them before? Because let me start from the beginning. I've been doing a lot of research on how a cold shower can like do your body good, helps with the circulation, helps with your immune system. So I tried a cold shower this morning, like 30 seconds. That's all I could do. It got really tight. It was not easy. And before I continue to try and push myself further, can somebody tell me that this is a good idea and like you swear by it? It's a really smart decision, Fanny. Get through it. It's only tough for the first couple weeks. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Or you can let me know in the comment section down below, Fanny. What is wrong with you? That is a totally okay question to ask as well. That's how we're starting this video. So have you ever tried cold showers before or an ice bath? And do you think it's a good idea? That's very Pokemon related. Okay, let's get that out of the way. I really just want opinions before I continue this endeavor. I'm one day in, so I don't know if this is a good idea. And if it's a bad idea, then I'm just going to stop doing it altogether. So what is going on, Fan Clan? We got that out of the way. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to day 44 of consistent content. Maybe that's the problem right now, 44 days, and I've just become too comfortable. Wow, grade A content. I'm getting better. This is better. This is way better than what it was 44 days ago, right? It's crazy. So we're going to talk about Pokemon booster packs today. They are nuts. They're absolutely nuts. Have you guys looked at booster packs really from Sword and Shield? Not Sword and Shield. Really from X and Y, Sun and Moon. Some of them had just gone up like crazy. And we're going to look at really the biggest gainers over the past year. We're going to look at a year's worth of data and how much they've grown over the past year. It's absolutely insane. Sealed is king. Like we've talked about this before. Sealed is obviously really strong. You look at vintage booster pack prices, and it's very interesting to look at booster pack prices and sealed pack prices because when you look at the contents of what could be inside. Now I know, Fanny, you could grade cards. Yeah, I get it. Okay, you could grade cards, PSA 10. Yeah, it could come back. It would be worth more. I get it. But this is just, it really goes to show you how collecting has changed over the years, because it used to be you really focused on what was inside the booster pack, what was inside the booster box, and the potential that you could pull. And now it has really spun off into a lot of different niches that you can go into when it comes to collecting really anything Pokemon related. It could be sealed, it could be sealed booster packs, it could be the actual cards that are inside. But if you look at the price values of what you could potentially pull, very rarely in some of these packs is there the opportunity to pull something that's worth more than the price of the booster pack right now, because some of these booster packs have gotten absolutely insane in price. I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see exactly what we're talking about. We're going to start out, we're going to go through 15 different booster packs that have absolutely lost their mind over the past year. It's very interesting, very cool information. Starting out with Cosmic Eclipse, and the reason Cosmic Eclipse is so interesting is because it has continued to produce more and more supply. Now, there's not like this giant, amazing, huge reprint, restock of all these additional Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes hitting the shelves. It's just the Arceus figure collection, these random Galarian Surfetch boxes and Galarian Rapidash boxes and Pokeball tins that have a singular Cosmic Eclipse booster pack that's stuffed inside. It's insane to see how many Cosmic Eclipse are still kind of like finding their way up. And look at what the booster pack has still done over the past year. It's absolutely insane. So we're looking at the high point here in December. It hit $20.14. Very expensive for a Cosmic Eclipse booster pack when it was only $10.79 back in May. That's when it hit its 1 year low, $10. $10.79 in the beginning of May, and basically trended up the entirety of the year. And you can see really when it leveled off there during summer, early fall, that was really when people started finding those Galarian Surfetch boxes, those Galarian Rapidash boxes that had, these were restocks that had Cosmic Eclipse redistribution, whatever you want to call it, additional Cosmic Eclipse packs that were put inside, made people really excited, almost made it feel like, hey, it's worth buying this collection box, because otherwise it doesn't really feel like it's worth buying. But even so, continued to trend in the upward direction. Now, it has backed off a little bit. There was additional Cosmic Eclipse packs that were put out in the EU, PokemonCenter.com over in the EU, the Pokemon Center website, I believe. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. The people were ordering stuff and they had Cosmic Eclipse booster packs inside, which was really exciting for a lot of people. May have changed the market a little bit over the past couple months, but still, if you look at May of 2023, when it was at its one-year low of $10.79 to where it is currently, this is the percent change that we're looking at right now. So the percent change that I calculated is from its low point to where it currently is, not its high point. So it's gone up 65.43% since May. So over the past 10 months or so, it has gone up 65.43% for Cosmic Eclipse booster packs. Now, there is some cool cards that you can pull out of Cosmic Eclipse, but pull rate's a little bit down from what we saw from Sword and Shield, right? Sun and Moon pull rate's not as good as what you'll get in Sword and Shield, and definitely not as good as what you'll get in Scarlet and Violet. So a lot of people holding these packs sealed. Very interested to see how much it's changed. 65% Team Up, forget about it. Team Up is just a completely different animal. Obviously, you have the Latias and Latios alternate art. Obviously, that is a game changer because that's a $700 card just raw. But if you look at the booster pack prices for Team Up, absolutely insane over the past year. You can see trending upward the entire year, right? There really has not been any point where it's just been consistently flat, except for maybe the last couple months. You could argue the last couple months it's been relatively flat. You can see in March of 2023, that's when it was at its one-year low of $21.76 and trended upward really the entirety of the year, with the majority of its damage being done from July of 2023 all the way up until December of 2023. That's when it kind of leveled off a little bit. It hit $52.48 at the beginning of 2024, and it's sitting at $51.58 currently. That's 137% that this has grown over the past 10 months, really since March. 10, 11 months, it's grown 137.04%. Again, a lot of really cool alternate arts that you could pull from this set, but does it justify the $51 and 58-cent price tag? I mean, that's up to you. That's up to the purchaser, but very crazy to look at. Unbroken Bonds has also done a lot of damage really since July. This was relatively flat over the first 5-6 months of 2023. Was at $17.32 currently, but at one point in time, really in May of 2023, it was sitting at $13.15. It did trend upward quite a bit from July of 2023. That's when it did its damage, July up until October. Then it kind of leveled off a little bit. You can see it hit that one-year high in November of 2023. It hit $17.63, but it stayed really flat over the past 3 months. You're looking at 31.71% growth over the past, 8-9 months? Really since May, June, when it hit that one-year low. It's been trending up for the most part ever since then. A little bit flat over the past few months, but very interesting to look at that one. Celestial Storm, also kind of a little bit different than what we just saw from Unbroken Bonds because it has continued to trend in the upward direction. Obviously, you could pull that Rainbow Rare Rayquaza. That one's, I think, the most expensive one in the set. That has trended down a little bit. It's like $108 right now. It was about $120 a few months ago, but you can see relatively flat for the first part of 2023 from February of 2023 all the way up until May or June. Really kind of stayed around its one-year low of $13.60, but after that, really started exploding in growth. Not a whole lot of Celestial Storm booster packs that are out and about making waves on the market, making moves on the market, but it is sitting at a one-year high currently, $19.04. It's grown 40% over the past 9 months since June of 2023. Very strong growth, 40%. When you're talking about the Pokemon market right now and all the cards and in the best time to buy, a lot of these sealed packs you may have missed the boat on, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to miss the boat. It's okay to miss the boat on some of them. You don't want to FOMO and look at the prices and be like, oh, I'm going to buy this Celestial Storm booster pack right now because it keeps trending in the upward direction. That's not what this is about. It's about, did you make the decision to buy it when it was $13.60 because you are reaping the rewards right now? It is selling for 40% higher than that, which is absolutely insane. So don't think that this is the moment necessarily to buy this. This is just showing you what trends look like on some of these booster packs. That way you can make the best decision spending your collection dollar down the road, a year down the road, 2 years down the road. Make the best decisions because a lot of times history repeats itself when it comes to Pokemon. It's very cyclical. Right now, obviously, there's a lot more production when it comes to booster packs, booster boxes, things like that. A lot more that has been printed out there. But once you get the great thing about sealed, and the best thing about sealed that people fail to realize is once it becomes open, it can no longer go back to being sealed. It is open forever. It is done forever. So sealed continues to be king because of that main reason. Here's Steam Siege right here. Steam Siege has seen huge growth over the last 5-6 months. You can see it started trending up at the beginning of 2023. In February of 2023, it's sitting right around that 1 year low of $6.49. Started trending upward, almost hit $8, and then really slowly started climbing back down up until October. And then it kind of fell back down to that 1 year low. And then November, December, January started climbing back up again, hit that 1 year high of $8.64. It's lost a little bit of that, but still sitting at $8.49 currently, which is about 30% growth over the past few months. And when you look at a Pokemon market like what we've had over the past year, a lot of singles going down, but sealed, a lot of sealed continues to climb. A lot of Sword and Shield era sealed when it comes to booster boxes, and a lot of older Sun and Moon XY era booster packs, things like that. Black and white booster packs doing extremely well in the current market. Here is Ultra Prism. This one has done extremely well over the past 10 months as well. In May of 2023, this was sitting at a 1 year low of $11.19. Some really cool cards in Ultra Prism, like that full art Cynthia. You've got the gold Solgaleo. You've got the gold Lunala. Very cool looking cards. Strong growth, really, from June of 2023 on. You can see in June it hit that 1 year low of $11.19, but it has been trending in the upward direction ever since then. It's sitting at $18.91 currently, which is a 1 year high. I remember watching people going into Walmart, buying the 3-pack boxes that they had of Ultra Prism during the middle of the pandemic. Very, very interesting. Same thing with Ultra Prism, getting a small reprint during the middle of the pandemic, but this one has grown 69% over the past 8-9 months, which is very, very strong. Then you've got Lost Thunder. This one has done a lot of damage really over the past few months, and Lost Thunder is a more interesting one because it did have some pretty severe restocks at the tail end of the pandemic, where a lot of build and battle boxes, a lot of build and battle kits were found overseas. They were shipped back over on container ships. At least that was the communication that was delivered from distribution. This one really flat for pretty much the entirety of 2023. And then you can see in December, that's where it actually hit its 1 year low. It was a sub $10 booster pack. It dropped down to $9.53. And then what happened in December? What happened in January? Because this booster pack just blew up over the course of 2 months. It jumped 63.5% over the course of 2 months, which is absolutely insane. Went from $9.53 all the way up to $15.59. That's where it's sitting at currently. So currently sitting at a 1 year high. Then we've got Unified Minds, another beautiful set. This is a lot of this stuff is driven by a lot of the alternate arts that are in these sets. Very cool. The tag teams, the Sun and Moon era at the back end of the tag teams, those are starting to trend downward a little bit. The alternate arts starting to trend downward a little bit, but the sealed is not. Booster packs are not. You can see Unified Minds relatively flat for the first 6 months or so of 2023, all the way up until June, and then started really taking off. Saw some massive growth all the way up until October, then backed off a little bit, and then started gaining some ground again. So it went from $12.14 in February of 2023. That's when it was at its 1 year low, and basically stayed flat all the way up until June, and then started to take off like crazy. It's sitting at $20.09 currently, so that's a 1 year high on that one. 65.5% growth on Unified Minds. And we've got Roaring Skies with the Shaman EX, the Mega Rayquaza EX. This one was trending downwards for the first half of 2023. You can see in April there, it hit its 1 year low of $14.77, and then strong growth pretty much throughout the entirety of 2023 up until December. That's where it kind of leveled off a little bit. It's backtracked a little bit, sitting at $18.17 currently, which is just off of its 1 year high of $18.72, but still 23% growth from April of 2023 up until current. That's very strong growth. And we've got Forbidden Light right here. Forbidden Light really flat. This is very similar to what we saw from Lost Thunder. Very flat for the majority of 2023 all the way up until December. You can see almost trending downward a little bit for the first half of 2023. It hit that 1 year low in July at $10.30, and then stayed pretty flat all the way up until December before shooting up like crazy. Over the past couple months, it's jumped over 35%. Just over the last 3 months, it hit $13.95 recently. That's a 1 year high for that one. Here's Fates Collide right here with the secret rare Alakazam. A very cool artwork, and a lot of Fates Collide. You can see in February of 2023, this was sitting at $8.77. Again, relatively flat flat for the first half of 2023 up until July, and then some slow growth up until December, and then really started taking off. You can see it hit about $10 in December, and then just really northern activity right there, jumping all the way up to $12.76 at the beginning of February. It's sitting at $12.65 currently. You're looking at 44% growth over the past year, which is absolutely insane. Then we've got Breakthrough right here. Breakthrough also doing extremely well. Breakthrough started out in February of 2023 at $12.23. Some slow growth, again, just like what we saw from Fates Collide, all the way up until December. Some strong, slow, consistent growth up until December, where it hit about $15 and then jumped up quite a bit over the next 2 months. It's jumped all the way up to $16.92 currently. So that's a one-year high for this one, sitting 38.35% growth over the past year. And here's Phantom Forces. Phantom Forces we talked about in our short the other day with the production of Night March, but also some really cool staple trainer cards in Phantom Forces. This was probably my favorite set throughout the entirety of XY to open, because you can pull battle compressors, you can pull VS Seekers, you can pull so many cool cards. But in February of 2023, this was sitting at $29.48, trended upwards pretty much the entirety of the year, all the way up until October. That's when it kind of leveled out a little bit. You can see it hit its peak in December at $33.88. That was its one-year high. It's backed off a little bit to $33.68, but you're still looking at over 14% growth over the past year. And the last one that we're going to look at, I think this is the last one, is Guardians Rising, which has done just insane numbers over the past year. You can see doing it basically in two different levels, right? Starting out in February of 2023, sitting at that one-year low of $6.62, jumped up quite a bit over the next couple months, jumped up about 30%, and then leveled out from April of 2023 all the way up until December of 2023 before taking that next step, like what we saw from Fates Collide, like what we saw from Breakpoint or Breakthrough. Jumped all the way up to $9.91 currently, so that's a one-year high for this one. It's jumped up almost 50%. Oh, and then we've also got Dragon Majesty, a specialty set. This is really the only specialty set that's seeing consistent, strong growth over the past year. Even a set like Hidden Fates has gone up and down a little bit over the past year. But in February of 2023, this one was sitting at $33.53. But you can see growth pretty much the entire year. Jumped all the way up in December to $43.89. That's its one-year high. It slowed down a little bit, leveled off a little bit over the last couple months, sitting at $43.62 currently, but you're still looking at over 30% growth on this one as well. Very strong growth from a lot of these booster packs, which is very interesting to look at, because like I said, there's only two cards in Dragon Majesty, I believe, that is worth more than that $43.89 mark. Then that's the Zinnia, which I think is actually close to that, and then the Gold Ultra Necrozma. So very interesting. Just goes to show you that there is a strong market when it comes to a lot of sealed products, not just booster boxes, but booster packs as well. That's why it's tough when people talk about saving collection boxes and things like that. Collection boxes take up a lot of space and don't necessarily see the same increase in value as what you see from some of these other areas. So very interesting data. I hope you like it. If you do, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. But most importantly, thanks just for taking the time to listen and talk to me. I really appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with a live stream. Until then, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.